Hello, and welcome to the CSI demo video for TCP/IP, VSE, and the auto email feature. We will be using a ZVSE 6.2 system and TCP/IP VSE release level 2.2.9. The auto email feature is used to automate distribution of reports. The report can also be converted to PDF format and emailed to many recipients with a one-time setup of events in the TCP/IP VSE initialization deck. For our example, we will have the TCP/IP VSE stack automatically convert a power list queue report to a PDF and send it via email as a PDF attachment. We have some sample reports in our power list queue. And in class M, we have a report that contains a library list of the external types.l file in TCP/IP for VSE. And we decide we would like to email this to some users and include it as a nicely formatted file. If we look at the JCL that was used to create this report, we will see it contains a list card that contains the class equal to M, and the user equal parameter is set to our auto email script name. In this case, the script name is called dmail1. Next, in our initialization deck, we need to set up an event. We use the define event command to tell TCP/IP and the auto event processor to monitor the power list queue, class M. The action is equal to email since we would like to do an auto email. And on the host equal parameter on the define event, we specify user. This tells the TCP/IP auto event processor to look at the user equals parm on the power list card to obtain the auto email script name. The auto email script has been cataloged in the dmail1.l member. It contains commands used to generate the email. We need to specify the set host equals to our SMTP server name. You may also need to set a user ID and password for your SMTP server. We specify a local user and local password for our TCP/IP security setup. Then we specify a set to and set from to include the appropriate email addresses. We also use the set var variables to create a custom and unique file attachment name. The set subject is also specified here. And next, we need to indicate when we are finished entering our email text. We do this with specifying text EOD equals and then a character that will indicate our end of text. In this case, we are using characters ++. If we scroll down in our script, here is our text of our email. When we are finished entering the text, we enter a line including the ++, which was our end of data indicator. Next, we set our PDF config file name. We set PDF equal to, in this case, our configuration file is called pdf-cnfg, and we will look at that in a minute. Lastly, we are using our set vars to create the new name of our file attachment. In our PDF configuration file, we will specify the font name, font size, and other configuration options such as top border, left border. And this will be utilized when converting the file to the PDF. Next, we need to go back to the power list queue to our report in class M. For the reports to be picked up by our auto event processor, the disposition must be equal to D or K. In this case, we will need to alter this disposition. In this case, the report has a current disposition of L, and we will need to change that to K. Note also the user info field is set to a new script name. In this case, we're using one called dmail2. When we hit enter to do the alter, then we should see that the auto event processor has picked up our report and generated an email. If we go to the console, we should see messages such as TCP 923i found acceptable entry for our job name, and TCP 907i processing output for our job name. And if everything worked successfully, a TCP 909i processing output is complete. At this point, you should see an email generated, and it would look something like the following, and with the appropriate attachment name that we had created with our set var variables. This concludes our demo for the auto email feature. If you have further questions, please contact CSI International. Thank you.